Hello everyone, once again welcome back to the channel. So in this session we will be having the second part of the research aptitude PYQs, which will cover your 2012 to 2024 examination questions with the complete solution. So I suggest each and every students, if you want to qualify for this examination, please watch this video till the end and share as maximum as you can. And one more thing, for the serious aspirants who want to qualify this examination, whether you are giving the first attempt, second attempt, or whatever it is, just remember one thing: if you are preparing for the Telangana SET examination and want to qualify this examination, whether you are preparing for the first time or second time, okay, we are providing a paper 1 complete course which will cover your whole syllabus through the live sessions. In this course you will be also getting the topic wise MCQs, full syllabus notes, full syllabus mock test, MCQ series PDF. Okay, and we are starting our new batch for Telangana SET paper 1 from the 1st November. Okay, and if you want to join this course, just contact on this number. You can do WhatsApp message or WhatsApp call, or just download the application, that is Global Online, which is free of cost, available on Play Store. Go to the Play Store, search Global Online, and you can join the course through the application as well. Simply just go to the Play Store, search Global Online. You can download this application. Open the application. In the store section here, okay, you will see this page. In the search box you can search Telangana SET, okay, and then you can join the course through the application. Next question: a researcher wants to know whether students attendance is randomly distributed throughout the academic year. The type of statistical test she should be used is t-test, the coefficient determination, the binomial test, or chi-square. So it is your chi-square test. So basically, why chi-square is used? It is used to test whether the observed frequencies differ significantly from the expected frequencies or not, right? For example, whether a distribution is random or not, right? In this case, it helps to check whether the students' attendance follow a random pattern across the month or has a significant variance, right? For that reason, chi-square test is used. Other tests like t-test, it is used to compare the means of two groups, okay, not the distribution. Then secondly, the coefficient of determination, right, which is used in the regression to show how much variance is one variable is explained by another, right, not for the frequency distribution. So that is why option B is also not correct. And option C, that is the binomial test, which is used when there are only two possible outcomes, for example success and failure, right? There are two possible outcomes, right? So attendance data which is there in the question usually has a multiple categories like months, terms, right? So chi-square specifically fit better. Okay, the extent to which the findings of the research study are generalizable is called as, so the findings or the study of a research which can be generalizable, it is called which kind of validity: convergent validity, predictive validity, internal validity, or external. So it is your external validity, right? Next question, which is on sampling techniques. Okay, the sampling technique generally used in the qualitative research is random, convenient, purposive, or cluster. So remember always, when it is qualitative research, the purposive method mostly used in that. Okay, because purposive, or it is also called a judgmental sampling, right? It is the most common in qualitative research, right? When the researcher selects the participants intentionally based on who can provide the most relevant information, right, or rich information about the things that the researcher needs in a research, right? So qualitative research mainly focuses on the depth and meaning, right, not the representativeness. So basically qualitative research needs the purposive sampling because it gives the rich information which is necessary in the research. Okay, so random sample, then convenient, cluster, these are not used because random sample, it is mostly used in the quantitative research, okay, to ensure the unbiasedness. Convenient, based on the availability, Okay, it is not suitable for qualitative. Then cluster, quantitative techniques. Okay, the quantitative techniques are used in the cluster sampling, right? When the population are large and naturally divided into the cluster like schools, districts and all. Okay, so purposive mostly fit better in the qualitative research. Next question is, variable in a cross-sectional research design are A nominal, B ordinal, C both continuous and discrete, and D both interval and ratios. So basically the C is the correct answer. It is both continuous and discrete. Okay, in a cross-sectional research or a cross-sectional studies, it collects the data at a one point. Okay, at a one point in a time. Such studies can be include both type of variables, like continuous, for example income, height, right, and discrete also like gender and educational level and all. Okay, so both continuous and discrete can be the design for cross sectional research. A distribution that is abnormally tall and peaked is said to be A liptocotic, B pyrocotic, C platycotic, and D mesocotic. So right answer is option A. Okay, that is liptocotic. Next, the questions are from the 2019 examination now. A null hypothesis states that A. There is no significant difference between the variables. B. Same as research hypothesis. C. Research results are predictable. And D. There is a significant difference between the variables. So right answer is option A, which is there is no significant difference between the variables. So null hypothesis basically it is saying about the there is no difference, there is no meaning, there is no relation between the variables. That is called null hypothesis. Okay, what do you consider as the main aim of interdisciplinary research? A. To bring out holistic approach to research. B. To reduce the emphasis of single subject in research domain. C. To oversimplify the problem of research. And D. To create a new trend in research methodology. So right answer is option A, to bring out holistic approach, okay, to the research. Interdisciplinary research, you must be knowing, okay, that research combines theories, tools, methods from multiple disciplines to understand or to find out the complex problems. Clear? So holistic understanding it is called. Okay, so interdisciplinary research, the meaning of interdisciplinary research in itself is a holistic approach. Field work in research is involved in empirical, historical, experimental, or all of the above. It is empirical. It is easy one, easy question, right? Empirical means what? It is based on the real data, which is observed, which is experienced. Okay, and field work involves direct observation, data collection, experience-based evidences. Okay, so that is why it is connected with the empirical process. Which of the following statement is not correct? A. Objectives of research are stated normally in the first chapter of the thesis. B. Researcher must possess analytical ability. C. Variability is the source of problem. And D. A research must prove the stated hypothesis. So right answer is option D. A research must prove the stated hypothesis. Right? Research does not aim to prove a hypothesis absolutely. Right? It only supports or maybe rejects. It is based on the evidences. Okay, based on the evidences it will maybe accepted, maybe rejected. Okay, proof that implies certainty, which is rare in a research. Okay, so that is why option D is correctly matching. If a researcher conducts a research on finding out which administrative style distribute more to institutional effectiveness, this will be an example of basic research, action research, applied research, or none of the above. So right answer is option C, that is applied research. Right, applied research is what? It is aiming to solve the practical problems like improving the administration. Right, it uses the existing theories which is already there to find the real world solutions. So that is your applied research. And when a researcher conducts a research on finding out which administrative style contributes more to institutional effectiveness, that is the applied research. Now this is the question from 2022 examination. This refers to the degree to which research findings can be applied to a larger population. A. Validity, B. Reliability, C. Generalizability, and D. Credibility. So it is your generalizability. When it is talking about the larger population, that is the generalizability, right? Generalizability means what? It measures the how well the result of sample study apply to a wider population, that means larger population. Okay, and that is the key aspect of external validity basically. Okay, so generalizability is the correct one. When we call it a validity, it is the accuracy of measurement. Okay, not a population application. And the B, reliability, that means the consistency. Okay, and credibility, that is your trustworthiness, how trustworthy your research study is, your data is, how much clear and true your data is you have used in your research. Okay, in which type of research it is more about moving from general population to a particular, deductive, inductive, pure, or applied? Basically the definition itself is given in the question. That is the definition of deductive one. When we are deducting some specific point from the general thing, that is called deductive. And when we are moving from specific thing to the general or generalization, that is the inductive one. Next, which of the following scale is used to assign events or objects into discrete categories? Okay, ordinal, nominal, interval, or ratio. So that is your option B, nominal. Okay, nominal scales categorize data into uh, labels, maybe without order, like gender, male and female, religion, color. Okay, that is nominal. Which phase in research is meant for cleansing the data and improving the quality of data? Editing, coding, tabulation, or analysis? So it is your editing. Editing basically is what? Like reviewing the data. Whatever data you have, okay, in your research, whatever you have collected, that should be reviewed for the completeness, okay, accuracy, consistency before analyzing the data. Okay, that is what you're cleaning your data, or finding out the errors in your data and cleaning those errors. That is called editing. Which is the software application which enables a web to display and interact with text, images, videos, music, and other information types by accessing a web page? Browser, URL, WAN, and LAN. It's really very easy. It is actually talking about the browser, like the software application which enables a web to display. Okay, where you can see your web, okay, websites and all, only on browser, right? URL, it is used before the website, right? LAN, WAN, it is the cables and connections, right? Browser itself is a software application we use for browsing the data, for displaying the web. Okay, interact with text, images, videos, music, and other informations. Clear? Experimental research involves, now this is the 2023 examination questions from of a research aptitude. Okay, experimental research involves observing and describing phenomena without intervening, manipulation variables to establish cause and effect relationship, conducting surveys and interviews to gather opinions, analyzing historical documents and records. So right answer is option B. Okay, option B is the correct one. That is manipulating variables to establish cause and effect relationship. That is your experimental research. Okay, because in experimental research what we do a research, we do a test. Okay, we test hypotheses by just manipulating the variables. That will be independent variable and dependent variable as well. Okay, that is your experimental research. Post positivism in research suggests that objective truth can be directly accessed without the influence of human perception. B. While objective observation is important, researchers' interpretation also matter. C. subjective experiences play no role in shaping research outcomes, and D, research should solely rely on abstract theories rather than the empirical evidence. So right answer is option B, that is, while objective observation is important, researcher interpretation also matters, because post positivism accept that reality can't be known with the complete certainty. Human interpretation influences research outcomes, right? Because whatever the data the researcher has collected, he will give his view as well. Okay, so that is why researchers interpretation also matters in the research. In academic writing, plagiarism refers to using too many references in paper, quoting a source directly without citation, rewriting someone else's work in your own words, or properly citing source to give credit to the original authors. So right answer is option B. Plagiarism means quoting a source directly without citation. Okay. Option A is saying using too many references in paper. That is not plagiarism. Using more references in your research. Okay. It's not plagiarism. Then rewriting someone else's work in your own words. That is the plagiarism. That means you are copying it. Okay. Properly citing source to give credit to the original author. Okay. Uh, Proper citation can prevent the plagiarism. It is not the plagiarism. Okay, so plagiarism means you are copying it. Next question, what is the typical order of sections in research article? A, methods, then introduction, then results, then discussion, then conclusion and references. B, firstly introduction, then methods, result, discussion, conclusion, references. Or C, start with the introduction, then conclusion, then methods, results, discussion, references. Or D, firstly results, then methods, introduction, conclusion, discussion and references. So right answer is option B. Okay, right answer is option B, firstly introduction, then methods, results, discussion, conclusion and references. Okay, that is the typical order of sections in a research article. What is the purpose of the acknowledgement section in the thesis? Okay, to list all the references used in a research. B, to introduce the research methodology. C, to acknowledge and thank individuals to contributed to the research. Or D, to represent counter arguments to the research findings. So right answer is option C, to acknowledge and thank individual who contributed to the research. That is the correct one. Credibility, objectivity, replicability are important characteristics of qualitative research only, quantitative research only, both qualitative and quantitative, and infinite research. That is the 2024, that means latest examination question. Okay, so right answer is option B, qualitative and quantitative. Okay, qualitative data might include scores, percentage and charts. B, interview transcripts, observations and open-ended responses. C, parametric test. Or D, time series analysis. So right answer is option B, that is your interview transcripts, observation and open-ended responses, right? Qualitative data describes basically the qualities and meanings. Okay, like non-numerical data or non-numerical insights which is gathered from the text or usual data, not the numbers, not the surveys. Historical research focuses on investigating A, current phenomena and trends. B, researchers' own experiences. C, the opinions and beliefs of a group. Or D, past events and their impact on the present. So right answer is option D, past events and their impacts on presents. Qualitative research emphasizes option B, in-depth understanding of experiences and meaning. Okay, so qualitative research means what? It is exploring the human experiences. It is experiencing the human emotions, human interpretations, focusing on why and how. Okay, not the numbers. Next, ICT tools should be used ethically in research by respecting copyright laws and acknowledging the work of others. Okay, ethical ICT, that means it is use of ethical ICT involves respecting intellectual properties, copyrights, okay, patent, these rights, then proper citation and avoiding plagiarism. Okay, so these are all about the PYQs, everyone. Okay, thank you so much for attending the session. Next, in the next video we will be discussing the PYQs of previous year examinations from 12 to 2024, which is of new unit, next unit. Okay, so stay connected. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and stay connected to study better and qualify this examination.